Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel Canada Immigration News. We hope you are doing great. Well, in this video, we will talk about permanent residency for international students after leaving Canada. Canada currently hosts over 3 million temporary residents, while the 2024 economic permanent residency target is set at 281,135. This stark contrast indicates that achieving permanent residency in Canada is highly competitive, not to mention the influx of new international students each year, even though it is capped. Many international students face the dilemma of either leaving Canada or resorting to unethical means to extend their stay after their post-graduation work permit, PGWP, expires. This article explores why leaving Canada might be a better option for those unable to meet the prevailing criteria for permanent residency. Table of Contents. Current immigration scenario. Ethical considerations and practical realities. Factors that can better maximize your chances for permanent residency from abroad. Utilizing Canadian experience. Cost of living and financial stability. Learning French. Gaining relevant experience. Strategic steps to make your decision. Advantages of returning home. Current immigration scenario. Canada's immigration system is aiming to reduce the temporary residence population and limit the numbers over the next few years. However, with over 3 million temporary residents and a relatively small annual target for new permanent residents, the competition is fierce. International students, in particular, face challenges as they strive to transition from temporary to permanent residency, although Canada recently resumed Canadian Experience Class Express entry draws. The annual intake of new international students further complicates the scenario, making it imperative for those nearing the end of their post-graduation work permits, PGWPs, to consider their options carefully. Ethical considerations and practical realities. Many international students might be tempted to stay in Canada through unethical means, such as purchasing labor market impact assessments, LMIs. Another option is to return to student status by applying for a study permit again. However, these approaches are fraught with risks, including legal repercussions, increased stress, and significant financial costs. A more prudent strategy involves leaving Canada at the end of the PGWP and working on eligibility criteria in the home country if you believe that none of the options in Canada would eventually make you strongly contender for permanent residency. Factors that can better maximize your chances for permanent residency from abroad. Utilizing Canadian experience. Leaving Canada doesn't mean the end of the road or starting from scratch. The Canadian experience gained during your stay remains valid for up to 3 years before you receive an invitation to apply, ITA, and submit your application for permanent residency. This means you have ample time to improve your profile while back home for at least 2 years. Ensuring you have at least 1 year of skilled work experience within 3 years of applying can significantly enhance your chances of success. Cost of living and financial stability. The rising cost of living in Canada can be a significant burden for international students. Juggling between meeting living expenses and enhancing your profile can be stressful and financially draining. Returning to your home country can provide much-needed financial relief and family support, allowing you to focus on meeting the immigration criteria without the constant pressure of high living costs. Learning French. Proficiency in French can be a game-changer for those aiming to qualify for Francophone Express entry draws, which often have lower comprehensive ranking system, CRS, cutoff scores. Many say that learning French is not their cup of tea, but this is a workable path to permanent residency and will set you up for life even after gaining PR with better job opportunities. Achieving a level 7 in French can be challenging while working in Canada. However, back in your home country, you can dedicate more time to learning French without the distractions and time constraints of a demanding job in a high-cost environment. Gaining relevant experience. Canada's immigration system currently targets individuals with at least 1 year of skilled work experience, including 6 months in a targeted occupation. Given the shrinking job market in Canada, it might be easier to gain this relevant experience in your home country. By securing a job that aligns with the targeted occupations and gaining the necessary experience, you can improve your chances of qualifying for upcoming rounds of invitations. Strategic steps to make your decision. Every person has a different profile, so they can take the steps below to make their decision. Evaluate your current situation. Assess your current qualifications, work experience, and language skills to determine how they align with Canadian immigration requirements. Plan your exit strategy. If your PGWP is about to expire and you are far from meeting the cutoff scores, plan to leave Canada strategically. Ensure you get a visitor visa from within Canada to have access and have a clear action plan for improving your profile while abroad. Focus on skill development. Identify the skills and qualifications in demand by Canadian immigration programs. Consider pursuing additional certifications, gaining relevant work experience, or improving language proficiency. Leverage Canadian experience. Remember that your Canadian work experience remains valid for 3 years before applying. Use this time wisely to meet the necessary criteria. Stay informed. Keep abreast of changes in immigration policies and programs. Regularly check the requirements for Express Entry and Provincial Nominee Programs, PNPs, to align your efforts with current criteria. Advantages of returning home. Reiterating your return to your home country can offer several advantages. Financial relief. Lower living costs and family support can alleviate financial stress, allowing you to focus on enhancing your profile. Dedicated study time. With fewer distractions and time constraints, you can dedicate more time to learning French or other skills needed for immigration. Gaining relevant experience. Easier access to jobs in targeted occupations can help you gain the necessary experience to qualify for immigration programs. Currently, it is not practical for all the international students on post-graduation work permits to transition to permanent residency. This is a blunt truth that should not be ignored. Navigating the path to permanent residency in Canada is challenging, especially with the competitive landscape and limited quotas. For many international students, the best strategy might be to return home and work on improving their profiles from there. By leveraging Canadian experience, focusing on skill development, and strategically planning your next steps, you can enhance your chances of achieving permanent residency in Canada. Remember, the key to success lies in making informed, ethical decisions and staying committed to your long-term goals. Thanks for watching our video. Please hit the button and subscribe the channel.